Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football. Chelsea won, Arsenal won in what I first of all want to say was a great advert for the Premier League. Chelsea playing fantastically well from the start of the game, and even after the Caicedo red card, still went 1-0 ahead and still retained competition and intensity throughout the game. I mean, obviously that was probably helped by it being at Stamford Bridge and being against Arsenal, but they kept that game going, and Arsenal at no point of that game did really lay siege to a 10-men Chelsea. So look, how do we transcribe that? In relation to the title race, Arsenal still 5 points clear at the top. Everybody's played the same amount of games, so it's a good position for Arsenal. But the title race is still very, very much open. I think people would look at it and maybe say Arsenal have missed an opportunity there. But I felt that Chelsea with 11 men may well have won it. I think you sometimes get a feeling for a game, and Chelsea just felt more intense than Arsenal. I don't know whether there's tiredness. Arsenal, missing a couple of players. But I don't think that you can argue with that result. I mean, I was thoroughly entertained throughout the game. As I said, it was great. Played with a lot of aggression, a lot of intensity. And I certainly think Chelsea gave Arsenal probably the hardest game of the season, would we say? Considering Caicedo was sent off quite early. I mean, Reece James was fantastic in the midfield for Chelsea, man of the match by a long way. And Arsenal just never really got into their flow. And look, they scored a legitimate goal. It's 1-1, and Chelsea scored a goal with 10 men, and they deserved that. But I think a draw was a right result. I think we could beat around the bush a little bit and say Arsenal should have won it, missed chances, but they didn't. Chelsea should have won it, but they didn't really deserve to win it. I think the draw was the right result. I think the context is the fact that Chelsea had 10 men. But I said this when Man United lost to Everton on Monday night. When Idrissa Gueye got sent off, I did get concerned because I was like, Everton were playing quite well at that moment and growing in confidence, which means they're going to play on the front foot, which means there's more space that we could hopefully exploit. When they go to 10 men, they become ultra compact and ultra competitive. And it's not always easy to break down 10 men. Now, Chelsea did play on the break very, very well, but they were still they weren't the same team when they went down to 10 men. They were very compact and obviously countered with a lot of intensity. So sometimes what I'm saying is, like, I'm sure a lot of people will say, oh, Arsenal couldn't beat 10 men. However, I don't feel like they were going to beat 11, and sometimes against 10 men, it's difficult. So if I was Arsenal, I would say Chelsea played fantastically well. They're at home, and a point at Stamford Bridge will take that. Because you can't look at it and go, that was a missed opportunity in the sense that you didn't play well enough to win it. It might be a missed opportunity to play against 10 men, but it wasn't one that was taken. Arsenal just looked a little bit off it today. And many people have said at some point this Arsenal side is going to have a blip. It's going to have a bit of a downtime. And we are only just about to enter December. So there's a long time for that to happen. And whilst I think Arsenal will win this league, they have had a lot of injuries this season. And I am going to talk about Chelsea. But Arsenal, I said this at the start of the game, they last season would be struggling. They've got Gabriel and Saliba injured. They've had Odegaard injured. Havertz has been out for ages. Saka's been injured. Timber was injured. They've had a lot of injuries last season. They've had a lot of injuries that last season would probably put them down into 4th or 5th. They bought so well in the summer. Hincapié and Mosquera deserve a lot of credit because that's their first time playing together against a very good Chelsea side in a very big game. So you can't win every week. And as I said about the Sunderland result, they nearly won it. Sunderland got an equaliser. Chelsea deserved a point. They're not losing games and they're playing difficult away games. I think it will stand Arsenal in good stead. So I wouldn't, and also midweek Premier League game, home to Brentford, you'd expect them to win it. As for Chelsea, look, I think the thing for Chelsea I keep getting asked about is Chelsea in a title race. And I think after that game, you'd have to say yes. I still think it's going to be too soon for Chelsea, but with every passing game and games like this with 10 men, you're going to grow in belief and confidence. They're a young side that is building consistency in performance, and with that consistency in performance becomes experience, and that's what's going to take Chelsea to the top. They were the better team. They were the better team today. They were the better team before Caicedo got sent off. Probably not to the better extent that they deserve to be winning the game, but they were the better team. They used the home advantage. They were very aggressive from the start, and maybe Arsenal did put a lot into Bayern and played a day later. But sometimes you're going to come up short. We want a competitive Premier League. Man City against Arsenal at the Etihad, maybe Man City will be the better side as well. The thing for Arsenal, as we said, is to not get beat, and they've done that. The thing for Chelsea today was to not get beat, and they've done that as well. So I think both teams can take a lot from it. What they need to do is go and win their next game. And Chelsea go to Leeds, I think. So, yeah, all in all, a really good advert for the game. I think from Chelsea's point of view, maybe they're used to playing with 10 men. I mean, it was a red card for Caicedo. I think he knows what he's doing. I think the studs are up and he catches Moreno. And it felt like we probably would get a red card. It was just whether it was going to be Arsenal or Chelsea. It felt like that first 20 minutes, there was a lot of tackles going in. It felt like it was a bit of almost a boxing match where it was like, we're not going to be bullied and you've got to be physical, and they were both at it. And I think Caicedo just left his foot in, and obviously I think they came to the right conclusion. But Chelsea, the way they managed that, and look, Man United against Everton, last 20 minutes, were putting cross after cross in. That's what you think is going to happen with 10 men. Arsenal at no point in that game laid siege to Chelsea's goal, and that's a huge credit to Chelsea. So Chelsea come out of that with more than Arsenal. But I don't think Arsenal come out of it with anything to worry about if they just go and dust themselves down and say, let's win our next two. I mean, I think I'm right in saying that Arsenal have got, let me just have a quick look. I think I'm right in saying that Arsenal have got Brentford at home on Wednesday and then Villa away on Saturday. So Villa away could be quite tough for them. And you look at the opportunities potentially for other clubs. Man City have got to go to Fulham, Chelsea got to go to Leeds, Arsenal play Brentford. But then at the weekend, Arsenal go to Villa, Man City home to Sunderland, and Chelsea away to Bournemouth. So, I mean, look, they're difficult games for Chelsea. Bournemouth and Leeds, you'd want to win both, but they are potentially, difficult. But that's what a title race is. You have a good game like that. You say Chelsea were marginally the better side, but probably didn't do enough to win it. And then it's what you do in the next game. And I think we were treated to a good game today, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So let me know your thoughts. Who was your man of the match? What do you think it does for the title race? I think it keeps Chelsea in the title race. It keeps Arsenal as favourites. If Arsenal had won that game, the gap at the top would be it's Arsenal's to lose. I think as it is now, Arsenal are still favourites, but it's far from over. And Chelsea are becoming a more and more impressive team by the week as this inexperienced team grows in experience. So well done to them. And we can't discount Man City. I mean, it was a late win yesterday against Leeds, but a win is a win. They're there. I don't think it's anybody else. I think Villa, Brighton, Sunderland, Man United, Liverpool and a couple of others will be hoping for European football. Liverpool will certainly want to get in the top four and get away from the chasing pack. I think it's Arsenal's title with Chelsea and Man City as a maybe at the moment. That's my thoughts. But man of the match, Reece James. Thanks everyone for watching. Make sure you smash a like on the video and subscribe. I'll speak to you on the next one. Don't forget we've got Premier League predictions tomorrow with me and Robbie because it's a bonus one because of the Premier League fixtures midweek. Take care. Thanks for watching.